Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Thank you all for joining today's session. Today we have the privilege of having Brad and Ray talk us through our new Cambium Connecting U, and you might know it as Cambium College. So with that, Brad, I'll turn it over to you.
Hello, everybody. Again, like Judy said, my name is Brad Schubert. I'm a multimedia instructional designer for Cambium Networks. We started this process last year with Cambium College, and we looked at a couple of things. Let me just switch the slides here real quick to Cambium U. But Cambium College was a great success last year. We had 974 people who expressed interest in the program. 349 of them were from 48 different countries were engaged in the actual process, and over 124 people completed the entire program. We got a lot of positive feedback from the program itself, but people were looking for more. And so we decided when we revamped it this year to what was the next step in the learning process for this. We can show them all the great learnings that we've got, but we can also take it another step and show them actually how to build a network. So the overall objectives for Connecting U this year is a program to provide the users with a course that covers key concepts of point-to-point overhaul, technology with a roadmap of how to use Wi-Fi and created going backwards from the device out to an access point. We figured it was easier for learners to know from their home Wi-Fi router out to a network than it was to go from a network down to their devices. The target audience for this program is really in students, installers, network operators, and people who are interested in communications technology. Pretty much everybody's welcome to take this course. Some of the programs here might be a little on the beginner level, but there's some content in here for everybody. New to the course this year's courses will be presented in several micro-learning formats. Previous versions of Cambium College was a lot of pre-recorded webinars. This year we've created new short videos, updated self-paced learning programs, pre-recorded webinars still, and we actually did a few assignments with an optional hands-on lab at the end. I'm actually going to demo really quick part of Cambium Connecting U and actually show everybody how to take a picture of the Wi-Fi router and put it into the program. So from here, bear with me here. So right now, this is the learning LMS for Docebo, and I'm going to go, we're currently in the freshman year for 2019's Connecting U. I've completed a lot of the assignments here, but the first assignment that you're going to have is your home office or Wi-Fi router assignment. We're going to click on that assignment. It's going to give you the instructions to take a photo of your home Wi-Fi router and post it here for the link for the credit. So I've already taken a picture of a home Wi-Fi router. So I'm going to drop the file into a web browser from my desktop. There's a lovely picture of one of our routers. Choose. It's updated. Submit my assignment. And I've completed it. It's going to be that simple for some of these tasks. We're going to have tasks throughout the years, all 4 years. With that, I've also earned a badge. So if I go to my badges, I've actually earned a couple of course badges already, but I've also earned my first the Wi-Fi assignment badge for completing it my freshman year. So there'll be other gamification badges throughout the course for completing different tasks. Going back to our PowerPoint presentation. So let's talk a little bit more about the badges. It's new in Cambium's learning management system is for us to use the badges. And with other programs going forward, you'll see some new badges with some of the newer programs that are out there. But Cambium Learning allows us to use this for learning paths. We're going to create several badges that can be earned throughout the course that we talked about. The first for finishing your first course, finishing each of the first four sections, completing the assignments in each task, and communicating with others in the community. Another big thing with Cambium U is Connecting U, I'm sorry, is talking about Cambium Learning. One of the big things that we haven't done is talk a lot about other courses that you can take in addition to or beyond Cambium or Connecting U as you go through this program. So Cambium Learning will be stressed throughout different parts of the learning process through these 4 courses. The Cambium community is also going to be a big part of this learning process for these courses. Throughout the course, we will have opportunities for the learners to go onto Cambium's community page and actually interact with other people, other posters who have posted information on the website or on the Cambium site as well. One of the options that we're going to have for this is actually for the learners to build their own network. Throughout the courses, especially for the first 4 years, we'll talk a little about concepts and development getting into the final year where we're actually building a network. But as we go along, the users will be able to buy the Bridge in a Box through our distributors at Amazon.com, and they'll be able to build their own network. There is a graduate level year, a 5th year, that's at the end of the course, where the users who bought the Bridge in a Box can actually take a picture of the completed network, even connect it to CN Maestro, and post those for extra credit at the end of the course. So talk a little bit about each one of the years. Freshman year is the first year that'll come out. It primarily deals with the basics of Wi-Fi, how things work. Now, topics will include Wi-Fi fundamentals, RF basics, what's a service, SM, site planning, capacity, and bandwidth. The key objective is the learner has the foundation for key concepts that can communicate those concepts to others. This is a lot of the core basic courses that we offer, a little bit revamped and updated, a couple of videos as well covering key topics. Sophomore year, the sophomore year deals with the application of the Wi-Fi concepts, networking basics, frequency, what's an access point, channels, IP address, security, and bands. The key objective with this year is the learner is able to determine what access point is and how it relates to a network and other devices. This is the next step beyond the basics before we actually get into core products. In the junior year, we look into the equipment, PTP links, link planner, antennas, links and cables, and other components to really build the network, backhaul products, and even CN Maestro. The key objective is the learner is able to create a network in CN Maestro and connect the device. In the senior year, it's bringing it all together. Virtually all the components are being discussed in Connecting U, walking through building a network using the Build and Bridge components. There'll actually be a lot of video in this senior year showing each one of the components connected, coming together, and then it actually being managed by a CN Maestro device. In the graduate year, like we talked about earlier, learners are able to buy this Bridge in a Box, taking the Bridge in the Box and actually putting it together themselves. And how they show us they know how to do it is they'll take a picture of the built network and they'll take a picture of the screenshot of their CN Maestro and they'll download it just as an assignment. There's an assessment at each one of the end of the for each one of the years. There is not a requirement that you need to do all the content before you take the exam. You can take the exam at any point. So if you only want to do some of the courses in each section, if you just want, you don't need to cover everything, but you do need to pass with an 80% score or better. You don't even need to take the freshman year to get to the sophomore year. You can take them in any order. You can go right to the junior year if you want to. But you do need to complete the assessment to get credit for that year. Ray, this is for you, incorporating the use of the community.
Yeah, I think when you look at Connecting U, some of the great things about the program itself. Number one, you can learn at your own pace. There's nothing saying that you have to do so many in a week or month or a year. And there are some people who can blow right through it. There are other folks that say, I'm going to do this part now, and then I'm going to do this part. You can also learn at your own time, whatever time of day works best for you. Another great thing about it is that you can immediately apply the knowledge, whether it's on just about any workplace or anywhere where there's connectivity. You can recognize exactly what part of the network you're looking at, how it operates, where it all fits in. And that's been a huge benefit for a lot of people that are new to the industry, because when you go to any sort of college, whether it's a community college, an undergraduate school, or even a high school, you're not going to be able to find information on wireless broadband. Those institutions focus on theory or science or something like that. This program actually focuses on not only the technology, but the immediate applications. So you can put what you learn to use right away. And if you have any questions or want to discuss it, you're never alone. You have a whole community of people that can be able to help you to your questions or show you exactly how these things are used out in the field. So our community right now has about 25,000 members. They're from around the world in multiple languages. We have threads there where you can talk in just about any language. They have a lot of information on the technology, and so it's one thing to sit in a slideshow or a test and say, okay, I understand the theory of this, but how does it work? And what you'll find is these network operators are more than glad to share their best practices. They'll show you some deployment photos. And we also have a whole series of recorded webinars, which Brad mentioned earlier. Those are all available to you if you want to do a deeper dive on a particular topic. So what I'd encourage you to do is use Connecting U, use the community, and you'll find that it's a tremendous resource of information for you so that you can come away with understanding wireless broadband. And our goal is not to make you necessarily an expert, but give you the ability to communicate with people who are. And then you can learn from them, you can learn from each other. So we're more than glad to have just about anybody join Connecting U, and look forward to seeing your progress as the year goes on. Brad, back to you.
So you'll be able to start enrolling into Cambium Connecting U starting on April 1st through the learning portal at cambiumnetworks.com/training. These programs, the first 3 years will be available immediately. The senior and graduate years will be available roughly about a week or two after the initial launch on April 1st. But people will have the opportunity to go through the first couple of years right away. Other than that, we can go with questions.
1 second, Brad. The
Sure.
URL that you posted was last year's URL.
Oh,
So if everybody, I put the current year's LMS or Cambium Learning URL into the chat window, but we'll also send a communication out to everybody with the direct link to register. So don't worry about having to remember that.
sorry.
So if there are any, no worries. If there are any questions, you can please go ahead and enter them into the Q&A panel, and we'll be happy to address those. One thing I also wanted to clarify or point out is, between Cambium Community and Cambium Learning, we have a great partnership of being able to share ideas and also get a lot of badges. And so we'll definitely be cheering those on as you guys go through the program. And feel free to spread the program around. While we present it to our customers and partners, it's also a great opportunity for those friends and families and other people that to go. It's a great program to get started if you happen to have a child that wants to get started in technology. It's a great, easy, non-threatening program to get their feet wet. So with that, Ray and Brad, we don't see any questions that came in, so I'll go ahead and wrap it up. This recording will be available for anybody who missed it or if you want to share it out. And I want to thank you all for joining today's session. Have a great day.